Welcome back to another Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where every Thursday morning we take a deep dive into a vintage set. We are going in complete order, so the set we are checking out today is Diamond and Pearl Majestic Dawn. And then, of course, we're going to be checking a bunch more sold listings of cards and sealed products that are going crazy right now from sets that are Sun and Moon and older. But before we get started, we do have to give thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Punch-Out Gaming. Punch-Out Gaming is my local game store that I go to, and it's the #1 game store in all of Minnesota. I've actually been to them all. And we have a card show there Saturday, March 29th. I will be there vending and recording. So if you guys want to come be in a video, definitely check that out. They're located 30 minutes north of the Twin Cities, and all the links are in the description. But all right, let's get started. Checking out Majestic Dawn. We got 100 cards. Came out May 1st, 2008. This is the set symbol right here. Now, this set does have some bangers, I must say. Again, not very many level X's. We're only getting 4. But check out some of the Pokemon we got on this set. So for the level X's, we got Glaceon, Leafeon, Garchomp, Porygon Z. And then we got some pretty expensive cards here, like the Glaceon Reverse Holo, 58. Glaceon Holo, 44. We got Umbreon, we got Mewtwo, Leafeon, Articuno, Zapdos, Eevee, Pikachu, Palkia, Espeon, Darkrai. You know, we got some very, very solid Pokemon. But I absolutely love this Mewtwo card right here. Comes in Holo and Reverse Holo. But all right, let's check out these level X's here, and then we'll check out a couple Holos and Reverse Holos. So we will start off with the Garchomp level X. Now, Pokédata does not have all the data for all of these cards, but the Garchomp last sold $4,999 in a 10. Still a population of 6. So super, super tough to grade. A 9 sold for $435. We got Rod 77, 15, 35, 10, 72, 99. We got another 9 at 300. Next, we have the Glaceon level X. So last sold in a PSA 10, $7,500. We got a 9.5 at $1,200, a 9 at $445, 8 at $218, a 7 at $178, and ungraded at $131. This card has a population of 10. Next, we have the Leafeon level X. This card has a population of 6. Last sold in a 10, $1,644. We got a 9.5 at $936, 9 at $850, and 8 at $195. A 7 at $135 and ungraded at $100. But like I said, it was kind of tough to find all of these sold listings because there's not very many at all. And then we have the Porygon Z level X. In a PSA 10, last sold $609. We got a 9.5 at $183. We got a 9 at $166, an 8 at $52, a 7 at $42, and ungraded at $37. And I think the population on this card is like 5, which is just super crazy to even think about. All right, let's hop back to Pokédata here and check out some of these reverse holos. So we got the Glaceon reverse holo. It says last sold on Pokédata $1,799. And then we got Raw at 20, 21, 21, 8, 20. Bunch in the 20s. Here's that 10. It says Pop 1. Next, we will check out the Umbreon. This is the reverse holo. So last sold for this one is $553. And then raw, 20, 15, 40, 16. We got a 9 at $50. Another 9 at $124. So not nearly as expensive as the Glaceon for some reason. And then we got to check the Mewtwo. Love the background on this thing. So on Pokédata, it says last sold for PSA 10 is $1,150. And then raw, 10, 25, 25, 25, 21. We got a PSA 9 at 80 and a PSA 8 at 26. All right, let's check some booster packs. Last sold, we got the Darkrai Majestic Dawn for $230. We got the Empoleon $220, best offer accepted. Glaceon theme deck, kind of cool looking, $150. Another booster pack at $229. We got the Hippowdon at $280, Empoleon at $350. Those are already opened. We got more booster packs at $300. We got the Garchomp at $220. That is a super, super cool pack art. Check that thing out. Looks like we got 2 little blister packs here with some cool promos. The Manaphy and the Mothim here sold for $1,550. Next, we got another one, just $229. Empoleon at $192. Looks like we got all 4. The full art set sold for $1,000. And then for the booster box, this is the only thing available right now. And it is technically $16,417 they're asking for it. And it doesn't even look super nice. So it is for sure damaged. I noticed that. But I couldn't really find any recently sold listings of this booster box. But all right, let's get into some crazy cards here. Look at this Mega Gardevoir from Generations Radiant Collection. Just going nuts. So I have all the Radiant Collections complete, and these cards were seriously so cheap. But all right, let's get into some crazy cards. So we got the Mega Gardevoir from Generations Radiant Collection. Just going insane. A year ago, this card was $19. I remember buying a ton of these at like $12, $15 years ago. And last sold for this one is $150, $145, $150, $120, $125, $135, $163. And it's not even the 30th anniversary yet, and Megas aren't even here yet. And then last sold on eBay in a PSA 10 for the Mega Gardevoir is $420, $540, $399, $425, $409. If they're selling at $125 raw and they're only $400 in a PSA 10, that's not too bad at all. Next, we have the Sylveon EX, also from Generations Radiant Collection. This thing a year ago was $29. Now last sold $116, $155, $180, $180, $199. We got a CGC 9 at $150 and another near mint at $115. Then we have a PSA 10 sale at $1,325. And another sale at $1,125. And then before that, it was $760. Next, we have the Flareon EX, also from Generations Radiant Collection. So a year ago, this card was $41. Looks like it got up to about $110 and coming down to like $105 right now. Last sold $120, $70, $98, $105, $105, $99, $98, $98. Next, we have the actual Flareon in a PSA 10. Last sold $2,000 or best offer. And we got another one here at $1,650. Selling for just as much as the Flareon EX from Prismatic Evolutions. Next, just kind of taking a peek at all of the cards from Generations. So we got the other Sylveon EX, market price is now $63. Flareon market price $55. Pikachu market price $43. We got the other Gardevoir here at $42. And then even like random cards like the Esper. You know, look at this card. Market price $20 now all of a sudden. And then Altaria market price $16. Well, we will click on one more. Let's click on this Pikachu here. It says market price $43. So a year ago, it was $17. Now last sold $60, $57, $59, $55, $50, $49. So yeah, some of the graphs and stuff can't even keep up. But I've always loved Generations. I think I have this set completed 3 different times. It was so cheap, like so cheap. Same with the Black and White Radiant Collection. My only complaint about these sets is I would love a little bit of texture. That is it. Next, we have the Generations ETB, last sold $850, $850, and $700. All right, next, we are checking out some tag team promos. We got the Mewtwo and Mew. This thing was $40 a year ago. Last sold $115, $100, $100, $135, $175 with a picture, $120, $140. And in a PSA 10, last sold $599, $589, $560, $525, $450. Then we have the Power Partnership tin. This is the Mewtwo and Mew GX tin. Now, last sold here, $299, $289, $290, $285, $299. Next, we have the Umbreon and Darkrai GX promo. Also going crazy. 1 year ago, this card was $30. Now last sold $135, $117 with a picture, $130, $130, $125. In a PSA 10, last sold $1,400 best offer. We got another one on auction at $1,125. And then look at that. You can see October 25th, this card sold for $439. Some of these tag teams are doing just as good or better than like the Bubble Mew and stuff like that. It's just kind of crazy. We got another sale at $1,349, another one at $1,500, $1,300. And March 4th, we got a PSA 9 at $219. And then this is the actual Tag Team Powers Collection box that it comes in. Last sold $880 and $799. Next, we have the Pikachu and Zekrom GX promo. Again, you know, this thing was pretty cheap a year ago, $25. Now last sold $98, $98, $92, $92, $125, $91, $150, another one at $150. And in a PSA 10, last sold $570, $647, and a couple more at $600. And then here is the actual tin for the Pikachu and Zekrom. Last sold $299, $245, $260, $230, $239, $249. So for some of these boxes and stuff, I mean, just imagine the actual tag team power box here. Look at everything else you get in this set. You're literally getting the Umbreon and Darkrai and the Espeon and Deoxys card, not to mention the Eevee, the Jumbo, which is actually worth a decent amount. And then you're getting multiple Cosmic Eclipse, Celestial Storm evolutions for 800. Just imagine if you hit 10s on both of these, and then you get all those extra things. Like, that's not too bad at all. All right, next, now we have the Espeon and Deoxys also just going nuts. So a year ago, this was $21. Last sold $68, $95, $70, $70, $73, $68, $110. And then this card in a PSA 10 last sold $1,000, $935, $935, $1,100, $945. And we already seen what the box goes for. Next, we have the Reshiram and Charizard tag team promo. So a year ago, this was $30. Now last sold $65, $95, $79, $102, $95, $95, $70, $99. And then in a PSA 10, last sold $1,700. On March 15th, another one at $14.49, March 15th, $1,550, $1,400, $1,225. So if you guys do have any of these cards and they are super, super clean, definitely get them graded ASAP. Next, we have the actual box that this promo comes in for the Reshiram and Charizard. I actually really like this box. Comes with a super cool Charizard figure. And then last sold for this is $287, $247, $247. Not a ton of sales on here, but pretty cool box. Next, this is like one of the cheapest tag team cards, non-textured and everything. And even this card, you know, a year ago was $6. Last sold $20.76, $18.86, $19.99, $19.26, $17.97. Very solid prices. And then in a PSA 10, you know, last sold $120, $120, $128, $129. And then I bet you if I go to lowest, it was probably $30, $40 in a PSA 10. We got a PSA 10 sale at $49, December 22nd, 2024. Another one at $55, $55, $55. So this card has also doubled. So pretty much every single tag team card is going up in price right now, even the rainbows. I mean, look at the Latios and Latios card. This was $50 a year ago. Now last sold $139, $143, $147, $125, $125 with a picture, another one at $120. So yeah, tag teams are on fire. The Radiant collections are on fire. And I love seeing it too, that some of these older cards, you know, can still pop off and get some love. I know they're not like super old, like crazy vintage, but still very happy to see that. And then my guess for the next cards to just absolutely take off are the X and Y promos. I mean, they're already starting to move for sure. You know, Latias is getting pretty expensive, Zekrom and stuff, Dialga, but love these cards. Basically all legendary Pokemon, true illustration rares before illustration rares were even a thing. So we'll be checking those next week for sure. But all right, that was today's Pokemon Throwback Thursday. If you guys do like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys want to check out my last vending video, I made a playlist for that. And then too, make sure you guys check out every Sunday video where I'm going to be doing a giveaway every single Sunday. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And then if you guys want to watch my last Pokemon What If Wednesday, where we talk about, is it time to actually sell some of these cards because a ton of them are starting to go down in price, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.